Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, fourth canto, chapter 9, text number 31. Aho batamamaanatmayam mandabhagyasya pashyata bhavachiddaha padamulam gatva yache yadantavad. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Alas, just look at me, I am so unfortunate. I approach the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who can immediately cut the chain of repetition of birth and death. But still, out of my foolishness, I prayed for things which are perishable. Purport. The word anatmayam is very significant in this verse. Atma means the soul, and anatmya means without any conception of the soul. Srila Rishabhadev instructed his sons that unless a human being comes to the point of understanding the Atma or spiritual position, whatever it does is ignorance. And this brings only defeat in his life. Dhruva Maharaj regrets his unfortunate position. For although he approached the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always able to give his devotee the highest benediction of cessation of repetition of birth and death, which is impossible for any demigod to offer, he foolishly wanted something perishable. When Hiranyakashipu asked immortality from Lord Brahma expressed his inability to offer such a benediction because he himself is not immortal. Therefore, immortality or complete cessation of the chain of repeated birth and death can be offered by the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead Himself, not by others. Harim vina na shritim taranti. It is said that without the blessings of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no one can stop the continuous chain of birth and death within this material world. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is also called Bhavachit. The Vaishnava philosophy in the process of Krishna consciousness prohibits the devotee from all kinds of material aspirations. The Vaishnava devotee should always be anya vilashita shunya, free from all material aspirations for the results of fruitive activities or empiric philosophical speculation. Dhruva Maharaj was actually initiated by Narada Muni, the great Vaishnava, in the chanting of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This mantra is a Vishnu mantra, for by practicing the chanting of this mantra, one is elevated to the Vishnu Loka. Dhruva Maharaj regrets that although he was initiated in the Vishnu mantra by a Vaishnava, he still aspired for material benefits. That was another cause for lamentation. Although he got the result of Vishnu mantra by the causeless mercy of the Lord, he lamented how foolish he was to have strived for material benefits while practicing devotional service. In other words, every one of us who is engaged in devotional service, in Krishna consciousness, should be completely free from all material aspirations. Otherwise, we will have to lament like Dhruva Maharaj. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. How he was very fortunate, at the same time unfortunate. He was fortunate because he received the Vishnu mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, from a pure devotee, Narada Rishi. And at the same time, he is feeling very unfortunate because instead of desiring to come out of this material world, he had a desire which was non-permanent desire, a desire that made him remain in the material world. He desired something of this material world. What did he desire? He desired that he wanted a kingdom greater than his father, great-grandfather, etc. And what other desire he had? He went to meditate upon the Supreme Lord, starting with the desire that he wanted to take vengeance against his stepmother. So, he began that in that particular mood. And then he was a small boy. Till he saw the Lord face to face, obviously he must be carrying that desire. Only when he saw the Lord, he got purified. So till then he was actually continuing. Throughout his meditation process, intention was something else. So when he got darshan of the Supreme Lord, transcendental Swarupa of the Lord, then immediately, he became purified, and then he regretted. Why did I make this prayer? Now the Lord is going to satisfy this prayer. Now Lord has satisfied these prayers. The Lord knows the prayers of all devotees. The Lord knows what is in the heart of all devotees. So, as Prabhupada says in the end, that we also should not, every one of us who is engaged in devotion service in Krishna consciousness, should be completely free from all material aspirations. Otherwise, we have to lament like Dhruva Maharaj. The devotee has no material aspiration. He should not have material aspirations. Material aspirations means something in this material world you want to achieve. It is a fact that devotees achieve many things for the Lord in this material world. He achieves many things. Then how can he achieve those things without aspiration? A devotee does not have any aspirations. Because he has surrendered to the Lord. And even though he achieves so many things in this material world, he does not work on the basis of aspiration day and night, but he works on the principle of inspiration. Without inspiration, you cannot achieve anything for the Lord. In the material world, you need drive. Your drive to achieve things in devotion service can come as an aspiration or as an inspiration. For it to come as an inspiration in our heart, we also to have higher aspirations, other than material aspirations. We cannot be without aspirations. Our aspiration should be to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. Our aspiration should be anyabhilashita shunya, free from all material desires. How can the devotee be like this? It is possible for a devotee to be like this, because 24 hours is engaged in pleasing the Lord. 24 hours is engaged in service of the Lord. He has no time to think, speculate so much, all those things. So, just like they say you should think big. These are all aspirations. We also aspire, not material big things, we aspire spiritual big things. I want pure devotional service. We aspire to become completely free from false ego. We aspire to become free from the ignorance that I am this body. That is the aspiration. Somehow I am stuck with identification with this body. Right from childhood, that's how I have fed into my mind. So I think I am this body. So we all live, though spirit souls, we live in bodily concept of life. So our aspiration is not just become free from the bodily concept of life, as Prabhupada says here, that simply if somebody is desiring that I am not this body, I am beyond birth and death, I have to become eternal. These things do not, actually, that is also kind of a material desire. That's not our main desire. That's why here Prabhupada is quoting here that Hari vina na shritim taranti. Unless one takes direct shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, it is not really possible to become free from the material concept of life. Only Hari can cut the ignorance, the soul's ignorance of being a material person. Bhava chit. Chit means cutting. Bhava means this material being. We have every soul has got this potency of being. Ahanta and mamata. This potency of ahanta and mamata. We have forgotten what is our real aham. And we have applied our ahanta because we have to be something. There is no question of not being. The living entity means being, desiring, being, seeing, desiring, thinking, feeling, willing, doing, experiencing. These are all personhood characters of the soul. These are not characteristics of the matter. So it all starts with bhava, being. So our entire consciousness of bodily concept of life, that is started with the sense of being this material body, which is a punishment because we do not belong here. What is our real being? I am an eternal servant of Krishna. So that consciousness is covered. For a definite purpose it is covered. We deserve to be in the material world because of our forgetfulness of Krishna. So immediately we are given different material bodies, which is all like a prison. And I start believing I am this material body. Then I start serving the bodily identity, bodily connection, the whole story of material life. So Bhavachitta, the Lord is known as Hari, is known as Bhavachitta. Only He can break this. One can get a glimpse of His eternity, Brahman. But after that what? If his soul is a person, if his soul's propensities of being, it's not only being, soul's propensity not only to be, it is to be, it is to desire, it is to think, feel, will, act, etc. Either in the material energy or in the spiritual energy. So the impersonalists who meditate on Brahman and they cannot achieve the full realization of their own soul. Full self-realization doesn't happen. Full self-realization means, I am not this body, I am not this bodily substance, I am Brahman substance, part and parcel of the Supreme Brahman. That separation is the cause of this material existence. So that full realization only Hari can give. So that path of Hari, other than the path of Hari, there is no other path. That is the verdict of all these scriptures. Hare Nama eva kevalam kalo nastyeva gatiranyatha. And Hari has come in Kali Yuga, has taken avatara in Kali Yuga, in the form of the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nastyeva, gatiranyata. Here also it says Harim stream. Shritim, Harim Shritim Taranti. Shritim is path of Hari. Only can make one cross the ocean of birth and death. And which is our real purpose of human life. So, to practice Krishna consciousness, under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, who tells us that don't waste your time approaching the Lord for anything in this material world. Don't approach the Lord for anything. Because I have given you the mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. All your desires will be fulfilled. The devotee is very scared. So he has only one desire, to surrender and completely engage in service of the Lord. That is his desire. Okay, any other desire he has got, Krishna will satisfy those desires. He should try to break all those desires. This is a constant effort of the devotee also, because by default, from our subconscious, from our chittam, so many old desires can rise up. And instead of identifying with those desires, you have to be very careful. If I embrace that desire, then that will get fulfilled. Now so many desires are there. For each desire to get fulfilled, how many lives we have to take? Imagine, think of this rule. You are chanting Hare Krishna, and it's a fact that all your desires will be fulfilled. But you are not like, you cannot fulfill it like this. Why? Because you are limited, no? Okay, now this life you fulfill this. Next you wanted this, next life you fulfill. 100% all that thing will be fulfilled. But what is the use? They're all temporary. They're all temporary. That's what here he is regretting. That I prayed for antavat, perishable. I prayed for perishable. Perishable is all an effect of this material world, material energy, three modes of material nature. We should pray for substance. There is no substance here in the material world. Anything that you desire, it is substanceless. Why? It vanishes. But the Lord's lotus feet is substance. Spiritual world is substance. Guru is substance. Acharyas are substance. Vaishnavas are substance. Atma is substance. Paramatma is substance. Nama avatara is substance. So anything we should desire things which is of substance, to serve those substances. We cannot not, we have capacity to desire. Now we only know how to take our old desires and fulfill them. But under the direction of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, we have fresh desires. When you need, for instance, now when you read Dhruva Maharaj's Leela, when you hear Prabhupada's purport, your new desire comes. This is not a desire from your chittam. What is that desire? Your desire is, oh, Dhruva Maharaj is praying like this. Oh, what happened to Dhruva Maharaj? He himself is regretting for having material desires. So now you create a new desire. Yes, now I understand what is anya bilashita shunyam. We should not have any desires of this material world. Antavat. Because they are all temporary. And also this verse started with anatmiyam. And Prabhupada says this word is very significant in this verse. Atma means the soul, and anatmya means without any conception of the soul. In the material world, moment the soul takes on bodily concept of life, bodily concept of life means bodily concept of existence. My existence is equal to this body. That is bodily concept of life. That is why entire life centered around the body. So everyone in this material world do not have a true conception of themselves, who they are. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jivera Surupoy Nitya Krishna Dasa. Living entity, who is? He is eternal servant of Krishna. That is our original consciousness of, original application of our ahanta. You think like you have a vessel. Called ahanta mamata. You have feelings. You put, I am this body, immediately you will feel I am the body. You will convert that idea into, I am the body. Now we practice here, I am eternal servant of Krishna, eternal servant of Krishna. What happens? Our original ahanta will awaken. Unless I identify myself with I am this body, Maya cannot do anything. You are ready to identify. So immediately that is the first trap of Maya. So unless one, like Rishabhadev instructed his sons, unless one is a human being, unless the human being comes to the point of understanding that I am Atma, I am soul, everything that he does is meaningless. Everything he does is within the jurisdiction of temporary action, reaction. It has no effect on the soul at all, except extending material lives. Ultimately, when one realizes oneself, one will see that I was simply identifying with those things. I was not that body. I was not actually part of that story of I am the body and so and so, so and so. So how can this awakening happen? That is the biggest challenge. Yes, okay. Shabda says, unless one understands one is Atma, then he is not a human being. How can this idea, I am this body, dissolve? It has to dissolve, and the soul has to awaken himself to know who he really is. The I am soul, a servant of the Supreme Lord, inseparable part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. I am the same quality as the Supreme Lord. If I say I am this body, what is the quality of myself? Birth, death, old age, these are all not my qualities. So therefore I should separate this my and I from this body. What is my quality? My quality is Krishna's quality. Same quality. Krishna is what? Satchidananda. So I am also Satchidananda. That is my quality. But now I am identifying with the material qualities because I identify with the material body. And therefore I experience opposite of Satchidananda. But how to awaken this? Because our perception doesn't change easily. I am this body only, I think. And then I look at others and I think they are their bodies. We're very deeply conditioned right from childhood. To turn that around and see the world differently, that I am the user of this body, others are users of this body, they are not the body. To redefine the relationship and see the world differently. See people who are thinking they are the body as completely being captured by the illusory energy of the Lord, forgetting that they are actually inseparable part and parcel of the Lord. So self-realization means not only seeing about yourself, the way you see it outside, the world is different. This world is not an illusion. Just like the rice inside the rice husk. Rice is also there, husk of the rice is also there. This material world is like the husk. There is no rice inside. But husk is also substance. But if you look at the rice and husk and think that that is rice and there is no rice inside, that is the situation of the material world. So, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna and the holy name, the devotees who practice association with the Supreme Lord, as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, they see that there is only husk. When I see a body, I think I assign a personality to the body, which is lie. Body does not have personality. Body is impersonal. There is no rice in it. There is no male, there is no female. There is only husk of a male or a female. Reality is that. It's not, you don't need big philosophy for that. Only we have to, because it is not. It is something else. It is flesh, it is bone, it's the whole organs, everything. But when it looks like full rice, but inside there is nothing. It is the soul who is seated in the body which is animating, using this body, animating this body. He animates by giving his ahanta, mamata feelings. Soul is a person. He cannot be free from without ahanta and mamata. I am Krishna's, Krishna is mine, Krishna alone can be mine. From ahankara, one should One's consciousness should go to, I am servant of Krishna. These are all the results of associating with the holy name of the Lord. That is why it is said that when we do our japa, we should not hear our thoughts. Because all our thoughts are based on are part of the story of I am the body. Somewhere you will connect it. That is Triguna thoughts. Material existence, thinking, feeling, willing is all centered around the interest of this body. So therefore, any thoughts that come from our chittam, our subconscious, is prone to be with lauding attitude, and means thinking, feeling, willing is Triguna thinking, feeling and willing. And that thinking is what binds us into this material world. Non-stop thinking is what binds us to this material world. So liberation can come only from hearing the transcendental sound. The sound that brings transcendental thinking. And that is exactly why it is said that if we want to feel liberation from bodily concept of life, if you want to feel that you are inseparable part and parcel of Krishna, if you want to realize that I am Satchidananda, I am of the quality of Krishna, if you have to realize that, then that can happen only by hearing the sound of the Lord, hearing transcendental sound. Reading Prabhupada's books is so important. And hearing the holy name. Just like you chant and hear, we say, don't think, hear. Right? Don't think, hear. Don't do thinking japa, do hearing japa. It is so powerful because you are pushing, only Harinam can push this material thinking. If you have sankalpa, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, uninterruptedly, then chant and hear concurrently each word, that has got the potency, that will bring the potency from the Nama himself to lock our attention. What does locking our attention means? We are cut off from my Triguna thinking, feeling, willing. I am cut off. I am cut off. Chanting, hearing, uninterruptedly. If we can do this, only then we can experience these things. Last Prabhupada said, iron put in the fire becomes red hot. That's all we have to do. We don't have to do anything else. We don't have to become great philosophers, nothing. Because it's all about me, my story. I know that I am servant of Krishna. I just have to awaken. It is not philosophy. It is not philosophized. It's a fact, who I am. Therefore, one should have faith that simply by hearing Krishna Nama is the source of all Shaktis. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. I invested all the potencies in the name that you utter. My names, if you utter, in that I'll. So the Shakti Avesha Nama, the sound that we utter becomes Shakti Avesha Nama. Without thinking, if we go on hearing the Shakti Avesha Nama, then we will awaken and we will be able to. Because Shaktis come. The Shaktis is what purifies us. Purifies our contaminated consciousness and takes our soul. At that time, the Nama, the transcendental Nama who is empowering the Shakti Avesha Nama, we'll be able to taste with our transcendental senses, with our awakened mind, spiritual mind, we'll be able to. So it's all as simple as that. So much, everything depends on hearing the holy name of the Lord. So we should become very, very serious. We should not be in a position to regret like Dhruva Maharaj. I have got a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada as my spiritual master, most confidential associate of the Supreme Lord in the spiritual world, in the highest world, Goloka Vrindavana. And this parampara can deliver us till there. Different paramparas can deliver, can go up to Vaikuntha. As Prabhupada says, he got a Vishnu mantra, he could go up to Vishnu Loka. We have got the mantra which can take us to Goloka Vrindavana. So I should not do any mistake anymore, except asking for pure devotion. And all that is required to purify me. If I have so many impure devotion service or mixed devotion service, pray for purification. Pray for kripa from the Nama, from the mantra that Guru has given. Pray for that kripa. We can pray so many things. You can pray to Nama Prabhu to give us all the bhakti shaktis. All shaktis that is required to awaken my Krishna consciousness. It's a desire. Ask for it. Nama is Nama Chintamani. Ask for it. It will be given. What is that Shakti is given? All my unwanted non-bhakti desires will go away. Because Bhakti Shakti, if it comes into the heart of a devotee, if Nama Prabhu is giving that, then Jnana and Vairagya automatically develops as a symptom. So it is such a wonderful process. Not that, you develop Jnana, you develop Vairagya, then you get Bhakti. Directly we are touching the entire ocean of Jnana and ocean of Vairagya, that is Nama. It can give us everything just by seeking, pure service of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So with only that desire to serve the Nama Avatara, chanting, hearing. Not only chanting, hearing is Nama Seva. The whole Krishna consciousness movement is Nama Seva. Distributing books is Nama Seva. All 9 kinds of devotion services included in Nama Seva. Dasyam, we act as a servant of the holy name. Throughout the day we go out, we are preaching. We are practicing Nama Dasyam. Nama Smaranam. Same thing. Archanam, Vandanam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam. Atma Nivedanam. Morning Japa time, Atma Nivedanam. Nothing, no other consideration from me. No other thinking, even no other thinking of preaching also at that time. That is Atma Nivedana. Only sound is most important for me. There is nothing beyond Krishna and your sound, your Nama, because you are Himself. This Nama is yourself. I surrender my soul. So having reached the lotus feet of Prabhupada, people they're all conditioned souls. We reach Prabhupada with so many desires. But after hearing these Leelas, after understanding what is pure devotion service, we should think that, no, I am also in the same position like Dhruva Maharaj. He got Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya from Narada Rishi. I have got Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare from Srila Prabhupada. Now what Dhruva Maharaj is saying, I learned from that. I don't want to regret with any desires in the material world. Another danger in the material world is in the case of, any desires are fulfilled, there is a possibility, there is a very good possibility, desire creates another desire. Desire creates another desire. So this also this is a big factor of big fear for the devotee. Like this world is so, this existence is so big. Krishna can satisfy 1 million Dhruva Maharaj with this kind of benediction. He got a planet. Why? Because it is said that there are so many Brahmandas are coming out of Mahavishnu's body. The number of Brahmandas are like mustard seeds in a bag. Okay. So 1 million universes are there, 1 million Dhruvas also he will satisfy. So big desire or small desire does not matter for Krishna because he is so vast. But we are wasting our time. Dhruva Maharaj, now that he has seen the Lord, he is thinking, what is this being greater than all of them? How many universes he has got? Okay, one universe mein idhar bita diya mere ko. I could have gone back to Godhead. When you are small boy, when you are thinking, when you are in your bodily concept of life, it is something very big. Greater than my grandfather's kingdom. I should be greater than everything. After seeing Vishnu, when he reflected on that desire, he is thinking, what a waste of time. So we also should not end up like that. So we have to be very careful. Having blessed with such an opportunity, in this life itself, we should go back to Godhead without any material desires. For that, it is possible only if we hear the holy name, chant and hear the holy name, associate with the holy name. We associate with the holy name. Then, as I said, that guna praha, the force of 3 modes of material nature, which especially comes in the continuous thinking that we have, that has to be stopped. That can be stopped. Daily japa is a practice of stopping that. All the meditation is meant for what? Even the so-called, the other kind of impersonal meditations, they're also meant for what? To stop thinking. Because they know thinking is the cause for material existence. And the fundamental thinking, I am this body, is a cause for it. And all other things are all other thinkings are actually based on I am the body. So therefore I should stop this thinking. So all meditations are meant to stop thinking. But they try to stop thinking without knowing what to think. So we stop thinking by hearing the holy name. Because our hearing the holy name is our thinking. Because thinking is nothing but sound. Prabhupada says material existence is created out of sound. So I don't think of material sound. When I am thinking, when I am doing japa, if I am thinking, that means I am hearing, the soul is hearing the sound of thinking. Subtle sound of thinking. So the soul has to stop hearing this material sounds, start hearing the spiritual sound. So these impersonalists, they don't have any spiritual sound. But we know the Lord has taken avatara by meditating on the form of transcendental form of the deity, by hearing the holy names of the deity. These are all on the positive side. By thinking of the form of the Lord, you give up all forms of this material world. The nature of the material form as only husk. There is no soul is male or female in this material world. But we see if we see a body, male body, we see is a male soul. You see a woman, you see it's a female woman. But actually it is only a female body and a male body without being a male or a female inside. So it's like a husk. So the solution for the easiest path for all this is with us. Chanting and hearing that very sound. Any questions? Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, one question was there.
Yeah, Harish Prabhu. I just want to check my understanding. Here we see in the Dhruva's situation, he has followed the spiritual master perfectly, and he means at least without the knowledge of much knowledge, he has just followed the process and he achieved Lord. But because he lacked the knowledge, he was still maintaining the material desires. So here also we are having a pure spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada. If we are also just following without no proper knowledge and application, we may achieve Lord, but still because of our desires, still we will get stuck in this material world.
But here we have got knowledge.
Yeah,
Spiritual master not only gave us the mantra, also to read my books.
So in the sense, Prabhupada.
So here following is this. We have to follow. So Prabhupada has given us the complete formula. That means before even we can reach Shuddhanama Japa, we should have this knowledge from Prabhupada's book. That is why it is important. Reading Prabhupada is very important to get the full mercy of the holy name. It will accelerate. Chanting alone is enough because everything is contained. But to chant purely, you need to understand all this. Everything in Srimad Bhagavatam we have to hear. To understand all this is also Prabhupada's instruction. So there, Dhruva Maharaj, he followed whatever Narada Rishi said. No fault of his. That's what you are saying. No fault of his.
I mean, he has followed and he achieved the Lord, but even before Shuddhanama.
From the Lord's side, he has told, after this I will take you back to Godhead. Correct? He has assured, you stay here for this much time. So it's Lord's plan. But the regret is not of the Lord. Regret is that of Dhruva Maharaj. Having tasted that, now he is regretting. I had this. Now for us, why is he speaking like this, Dhruva Maharaj? For future generation, for us to know. So when we read this, then we learn the rest. We should not only follow the chanting of mantra and meditation and all this, After all, he was a small boy. So Prabhupada has told us to read Bhagavatam, read Bhagavad Gita. We have to read all these things also. And then our pure all our material desire will go away. Needs support, including DT service, everything. Like Prabhupada said, Bhagavata Vidhi is hearing. Bhagavata Vidhi means the path of hearing. And Pancharatrika Vidhi means it is a process of deity worship. And Prabhupada said, Kali Yuga actually if only Bhagavata Vidhi is enough. But you need support from Pancharatrika Vidhi. So therefore deity worship and hearing. These two things so perfectly our acharyas have given us. With that there is complete purification. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, continuing the same question on similar lines. So one statement Prabhupada makes in Bhagavad Gita saying that Paramatma is aware of the psychic movements of the jiva. So that is it to say, Prabhu, that even after Paramatma appeared in front of Dhruva Maharaj, still his desires are ongoing and hence it was granted by Paramatma for him to continue in the material world? Because the moment Paramatma appeared, he should have, it should have nullified, no, Prabhu? So...
no, he saw the Lord face to face. He nullified, that's why he is having this regret, no? He nullified, but the Lord decided that I'll satisfy this. Lord can have many other purposes also. That's why it is from the point of view of Dhruva, he is thinking, I did a mistake. This is from the point of view of course, because Lord tells him, because you had a desire, therefore I am blessing you. Fulfill that desire. I shouldn't have this desire, he is thinking. So, from the perspective of the Lord, you should see, he is in control of everything. Small boy, he meditated. He knows also. So, he gave him then, Dhruva Loka to be there for 36,000 years. Now to see from the perspective of Dhruva Maharaj. He has seen the highest of highest. What is that? Face to face the Lord. Then he felt all these things are like pieces of glass. I'm seeing diamond. And the Lord said, okay, be with the glasses sometime. And it disappeared. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.